Okay.
Gene, I do have a quick question.
Yes.
You may have went over it and I may have missed it, but were you told strongly or forced into using this in your school, or it was something that you wanted to do voluntarily and you rolled it out and implemented it?
That's a great question. I volunteered about 3 years ago to serve on our technology committee. So 3 years ago, we were exploring. We need some more technology. We need to incorporate more technology. All of our classrooms had smart boards. So I mean, we have a fully functioning computer lab with iMacs. It's a great place. We've got great technology, but we knew we needed more. We needed kids more time, kids on computers or having laptop capabilities, something like that. And so we started. Me and I was one of the couple teachers that met on this committee, and we met at least monthly and met with some community members, we met with some parents, our administration, and said, as teachers, here's what we think we need, here's how we think we'd like to go, this is what I'd like to be able to do with my kids, and so let's explore, let's look at some options. Well, we got a cart of 35, I think, a cart on wheels is what we called it, the cow, and it was netbooks, and so which are little mini laptops. They're itty bitty laptops, and they are useless, really, just, useless. I tried, oh my goodness did I try. I mean, I planned things and then I would spend half of class at least, Mrs. Heil, it's shutting down for updates. I can't connect to the internet. And it just got to a point where it was just like, it wasn't worth the hassle. And so I would bring that back to the committee and I'd say, we're trying to do these things, this is not it. I know we have these, but it's not, do it. And so one of the gentlemen in our committee who actually kind of helps manage our technology in our building said, well, what about iPads? Have you guys thought about iPads? And he showed me an iPad, and I had never seen an iPad before. I know, but I told you when I graduated high school, I got a typewriter. So, it's okay. I had learned the smart board. I was pretty happy with myself. So I said iPad, and he started showing me and I was hooked. I thought, this is awesome. This is so cool. Oh my gosh, wow. And it was about that excited, if not more. And so we started exploring how are we going to finance this, and so then the next year pretty much was, how can we do this? Well then, October of 2011, is that right? Mm-hmm. Okay, I think. The school bought each teacher an iPad, and they said, here you go. And so then I said, woo! And I learned what I could learn, and I got all these cool things, and I played with it, and I couldn't be more excited, and I just jumped right in with 2 feet. And did everybody in my building do that? No. Okay. But for me, I did. Initially it was, here we're thinking about implementing iPads. So everybody's got an iPad now, try it out. Find some things that you would like to do, and just see how it works for you. And for, I would say, probably 2 or 3 of our staff, we have a small middle school staff, but 2 or 3 of them probably, it died in their drawer. It just sat in their drawer, and the plug stayed in the little sealed envelope, and it just stayed there. And then our parish priest, who is essentially over our school, he's like our superintendent, said, that's it, we're doing it. We're rolling them out this fall, which was last fall of 2012. And of course I was going, yes, okay, let's do this, go. Alex and I were high-fiving, and we couldn't wait. And everybody else was freaking out. And so last year was a good year for our first year of implementation. I think had we had more buy-in from more teachers, it would have been better, it would have been smoother, but we got through it, and we are into year 2. And I would say we're up to probably more like 60%, 60 to 70% of teachers really working on it. We now have all the way down to kindergarten teachers have iPads. So our whole building, we're a K-8 building, so our whole building has, teachers have iPads. And so the Munchkin teachers, I call them, the Munchkin teachers, they are doing awesome things because we have Apple TVs. So they've got great things on their iPads they're putting up to show for their kindergartners, letting them interact with the iPads, showing up on the screen or on the smart boards. So it's catching on. Looking back, hindsight's 2020, probably we should have waited another year, done some more professional development, eased some of the not slower, but more hesitant teachers along a little bit more, maybe given them some specific, okay, in 2 months we want you to try one thing, and the next 2 months try another thing, and start working on this, and maybe some professional development and management, because the classroom management piece really is probably one of the biggest hurdles, and can get you in a jam, honestly, if you're a teacher who's not really willing to do the monitoring, do the facilitating. If you stay up in front of the classroom, I can guarantee you the kids in the back of the room are not with you. They're doing something on the iPad. Might not be naughty, it's just not what they're supposed to be doing, so they're not it. So for me personally, I jumped in. I was like, you're gonna give me this tool? Yes, I was thrilled. But it wasn't the case for everybody. So, but our building, we are an iPad, one-to-one iPad middle school, so, we've got people touring, people come, mostly they come to my room, but they come and, so they're coming and they are coming along. I said, it's a little slower than obviously me, and I don't know, I'm old too, and I guess I just have a different bug, that I'm like, what's gonna hurt? If it fails, oh well, I'll try something new. And that's, to me, that's just a teacher. If you want to be learning, then you're a teacher. You always have to be learning. You always have to be expanding, trying new things. And that's, I told my husband, if I stop learning, shoot me. Or at least get me out of education, because I love that. So, that was a long answer to your question, but that's kind of how that.
And to buy it retail is about $500.
The twos you can get for $3.
Yeah, twos are, and I do everything that I do on a two. Now, am I really wishing that I had money to buy a 3 or 4? Absolutely, but I can do what I need to do on this machine.
Does your school pay for apps that you need?
Some of the apps. But I think we've gotten a $25 iTunes card at the beginning of the school year. And they said, here, if you want to try out some apps or whatever. And since I was the crazy teacher who said, Alex and I were the two crazies, and they said, hey, here's a couple iTunes cards. Go try some stuff out. Tell us what and there was a lot of things in that interim time, we called it, that I tried, and then I went, no. And then there was oh, everybody has to have this one. Oh, everybody has to have this one. So that, that's that.